Hello and welcome back to the Total Beginner's Guide to Gundam Models. I'm your host, Second Soundwave. Now that you're familiar with the grading system and have an idea of what you might like for your first kit, it's time to talk tools. There are a lot of tools that are often used by Gunpla builders, but only a couple of them are absolutely necessary for a beginner to have. Far and away, the most important tool you will need is a pair of nippers. A decent quality pair can be gotten for around $10 to $15, although the nicer ones can cost upwards of $50 and even beyond that. I would recommend getting a cheaper pair to start, and then maybe upgrading them later on. Although, if you're using them properly, they really don't have to be that fancy. In fact, you can just use a pair of nail clippers, or really anything with a flush cutting surface. But for the love of all things holy, please don't ever even entertain the thought of using scissors. Unless you're cutting out decals, scissors have no business being anywhere near your Gunpla workspace. Once you have your clipping device of choice ready, next you'll need something to get rid of the little nubs of plastic left after you cut the parts out. There are a few options here. You could just use a file or some sandpaper alone to remove the nubs, but that is very tedious. A much faster option is to use a combination of these tools with a hobby knife. You can get one of these for only a couple bucks, although it is worth spending a little bit more if you want one with a more comfortable grip. And that's really it. The only other tools I'd recommend are maybe a pair of tweezers for applying stickers and manipulating smaller parts, and a jar of plastic cement for repairing broken pieces and doing other useful things I'll cover later on. So now that you have everything all together, it's time to dig in. Don't worry if the box on your model isn't sealed shut, that's just how they ship them from the factory. It's up to the retailer if they want to shrink wrap or tape the boxes shut, and most online distributors don't in order to save on costs. What should be sealed, though, are the bags of runners inside the box. And it's always a good idea to look over the parts before you open these bags, because sometimes things can get broken in transit, and most stores will not let you return the kit if the bags have been opened, so you always want to check over all your runners before you start opening things up. And of course, at the bottom, we have the manual. Since Gunpla are made in Japan for Japan, a common question newcomers to the hobby ask is how much Japanese they'll need to know to read the manual. And the answer is none at all. While there is a fair amount of Japanese text in the manual, it's all just basic descriptive stuff like this is an arm, or warnings like don't swallow knives or cut yourself on small parts, they can hurt you, or something like that. The meat of the manual is entirely pictorial. So when it comes time to actually take the parts off the runners, it's a really simple process. You just take your cutting implement of choice, I'm using my nippers right here, and you just want to cut right up next to the part like that. And I don't really even have to think about it that much because I've been doing this for so long, so I can actually go through really quick like this, and I can just... Fuck!